Food prices in America aren't just creeping upward. They're surging at a pace that's leaving millions of households stunned at the checkout line. The USDA's latest outlook warns that essentials like dairy, protein, and coffee could see double-digit jumps before the year ends. For retirees living on a fixed income, large families shopping at Walmart, Aldi, Sam's, or Costco, and young adults trying to stretch every dollar, these increases hit harder than ever. But here's the part most shoppers miss. While inflation is crushing ordinary budgets, Costco has quietly dropped a list of grocery deals that insiders are calling once-in-a-decade opportunities. These aren't gimmicks. They're deep cuts on staples that families depend on, and once they're gone, prices may never be this low again. In today's video, we'll break down 10 Costco deals in August 2025 that could save you hundreds of dollars if you act fast. From full family meals to snacks, protein powders, coffee, and even dessert. This list covers every corner of your kitchen. Because in a world where groceries feel like luxuries, the right deal isn't just about saving money, it's about keeping dignity, stability, and peace of mind on your table. 1. Kirkland Signature Italian Sausage and Beef. Lasagna. Imagine standing in Costco's frozen aisle staring at a meal that could solve dinner for an entire family of 6 at a price that feels almost impossible in 2025. That's exactly what this Italian sausage and beef lasagna delivers. For just $16.99, you're getting a tray that feeds up to 10 people, about $1.69 per serving. And compare that to making it from scratch. Ground beef averaging $7.49 per pound, Italian sausage close to $7, ricotta and mozzarella both pushing over $6 each, plus pasta, sauce, and your time. Suddenly, the math doesn't just make sense, it screams urgency. Behind the scenes, Costco leverages massive supplier contracts. One regional manager revealed they're sourcing meats from the very same suppliers used by national Italian restaurant chains. The only difference? Costco buys tens of thousands of pounds at once, securing rock-bottom costs. With beef and dairy projected to rise another 10% by year-end, this deal represents not just a savings, but a rare window before contracts reset. But beyond the numbers lies the emotional value. Parents report kids asking for dad's special lasagna every Sunday, never realizing it came straight from Costco's freezer. Those golden layers of pasta, bubbling cheese, and rich meat sauce don't just fill stomachs, they create family traditions that last. And if one hearty lasagna can stretch budgets and preserve Sunday dinners, imagine what happens when the same savings extend to health essentials every teenager needs. 2. Orgain Organic Protein plus Superfoods Powder. Now picture this. A nurse in Oregon, still in her scrubs after a long shift, standing in Costco with tears in her eyes. Not because she's exhausted, but because she finally found a way to afford proper nutrition for her teenage son. Protein powder that once sold for $24.99 has skyrocketed to nearly $48 at most retailers. For families already stretched thin, that price tag makes real nutrition feel out of reach. But Costco's deal, $8 off Orgain Organic Protein plus Superfoods Powder, changes everything. The backstory explains why it's so rare. This spring, massive flooding wiped out pea protein farms across Saskatchewan and North Dakota, sending production costs soaring. Yet Costco locked in pricing months ago, which means they're practically handing this powder to members below replacement cost. Taste and texture matter too. Unlike bargain bin protein that tastes like chalk and leaves a metallic aftertaste, Orgain dissolves smoothly with a creamy finish and natural vanilla aroma. Add in the antioxidant-rich superfoods, and suddenly you're looking at nutrition that feels more like health insurance than a pantry item. Doctors warn that protein deficiency in teens can lead to stunted growth and delayed brain development, issues no parent wants to face. That's why this deal isn't just about saving $30. It's about safeguarding your child's future while you still can. And while protein powder fuels growth inside the body, the next Costco deal shows how a simple cup of yogurt can transform everyday breakfast into something both affordable and life-changing. 3. Chobani Less Sugar Greek Yogurt Variety Pack. 16 cups of Greek yogurt for just $7.99. On the surface, it looks like another bulk buy. But when you run the numbers, it's a quiet revolution. At grocery chains like Kroger, Individual cups run $1.89 to $2.49 each. Costco's pack breaks that down to about 50 cents per cup, saving families well over $200 a year on just this one item. But this isn't just about price. Each cup packs 12 grams of protein, equivalent to 2 eggs, with 40% less sugar than standard yogurt. That difference matters for growing kids who've been forced onto sugary, low-protein alternatives because parents thought they couldn't afford better. For many households, this deal means children can have a full serving of real yogurt again, instead of rationed half cups. Behind the scenes, the reason this deal exists is fascinating. Chobani overproduced during the summer, betting on steady demand. Then July's record-breaking heat wave slashed refrigerated dairy sales by nearly a quarter. Rather than dump product, they sold to Costco at near cost to move inventory quickly. Families who've tried it say the texture is thick and creamy, like cheesecake filling, with flavors chosen to reduce cravings for junk food. Strawberry, vanilla, raspberry, blueberry, each one developed to satisfy kids and adults alike without spiking sugar intake. For one single dad, this pack became the bridge between affordable and healthy, replacing sugar bomb yogurts that left his kids hungry an hour later. It's not an exaggeration. This deal reshapes breakfast tables. And if yogurt can transform mornings, the next deal shows how one canned fish brand is redefining what quality dinner means in a country where food inequality is becoming painfully visible. 4. Fishwife Tinned Tuna. At first glance, it's just canned tuna. But at Costco this August, the Fishwife 3-pack at $13.99 is breaking the internet and exposing something bigger about America's food system. On Fishwife's own site, the same tins sell for $32. That gap is so shocking that Instagram clips of shoppers whispering in disbelief have gone viral, racking up hundreds of thousands of views. The sensory difference is undeniable. Open a tin and you're met with a golden glow of olive oil, a subtle smokiness from Spanish paprika, and thick tuna chunks that actually hold together. There's none of the wet cat food smell that plagues grocery store brands. For people used to Star-Kissed or Bumblebee, the first bite feels like stepping into a seaside restaurant in Barcelona. But this deal also highlights a cruel lottery. It's only available in certain regions, parts of California, Hawaii, and the Midwest. That's led to underground groups on Facebook coordinating tuna runs, even creating informal black markets where tins are traded like rare currency. One teacher in rural Oklahoma admitted she cried after realizing her closest participating Costco was over 300 miles away. Psychologists warn that discovering better food exists, but is out of reach, creates deprivation anxiety. Families begin rationing tins like medicine, saving them for birthdays or college acceptance celebrations. That emotional weight makes missing this deal feel like more than just a budget hit. It feels like being excluded from quality life experiences. And while premium tuna exposes the growing divide between regions, the next Costco deal hits closer to home for nearly every household, because it's tied directly to America's daily addiction: coffee. 5. Kirkland Signature K-Cup Pods. It's 6:45 a.m. in a Costco parking lot in Phoenix. A construction worker is loading box after box of Kirkland K-Cup pods into his truck while FaceTiming his wife. He's not hoarding, he's doing the math. By switching from grocery store coffee pods at 70-80 cents each to Costco's 25-cent pods, his family saves over $1,400 per year. For a household already rationing coffee and even reusing pods, this isn't just convenience, it's survival. Coffee isn't immune to inflation. Climate disasters in Brazil and Colombia, two countries supplying more than half of America's beans, have cut harvests by nearly 30%. Futures prices are already up 31% this year, with analysts warning of the worst shortage in 2 decades. By fall, retail coffee costs could spike another 20–25%. The only reason Costco can offer these savings now is because contracts were locked months earlier when beans were cheaper. But here's the twist most shoppers don't know. Kirkland's pods are made in the same facilities using the same beans and roasting equipment as premium brands like Green Mountain and Caribou. Blind taste tests even rank Kirkland's Pacific Bold higher than Starbucks Pike Place. At a fraction of the price, families get quality without the branding markup. Doctors are already treating patients for caffeine withdrawal because they simply can't afford their daily brew anymore. This deal isn't about luxury, it's about preventing real health issues tied to sudden lifestyle changes. And if coffee can threaten both wallets and well-being, wait until you see how one iconic European cheese is quietly becoming the most urgent buy of the season. 6. Kirkland's signature Gouda. Cheese late-night Reddit threads don't usually change shopping habits, but when a post about Costco's Gouda cheese deal hit 800-plus upvotes, it sparked a frenzy. At just $5.89 per pound, families raced across state lines to load up on wheels of cheese that would cost double, even triple, at Whole Foods or boutique grocers. For one single mom in Houston, buying 8 pounds meant her kids could finally taste real cheese again after months of rationing. She described her 7-year-old crying over a simple grilled cheese sandwich because it tasted like happiness. Why so cheap? Because Costco locked in contracts back in February before Europe's dairy industry collapsed under disease outbreaks, feed shortages, and Brexit supply chain snarls. Today, replacing that inventory would cost 40% more. Industry reports predict imported cheeses could rise another 35–50% by November, making this deal a fleeting lifeline. The sensory appeal seals the deal. Nutty aroma, creamy yet crystalline texture, and caramel notes that rival $18 per pound gourmet brands. Miss it, and you risk joining the chorus of regret already echoing online from shoppers rationing butter or kicking themselves for passing on past deals. If Gouda feels like luxury at a bargain, the next item flips the script. An everyday snack transformed into an affordable shield against junk food and rising sugar levels. 7. MadeGood Granola Minis. Walk down the snack aisle at Costco this month and you'll spot a quiet gem. MadeGood Granola Minis. For parents trying to keep their kids away from candy bars and sugar-heavy treats, this deal is a lifesaver. At grocery stores, a single pouch can cost $1.50, $1.80. Costco's bulk pricing drops it to less than 70 cents each, turning what once felt like a splurge into an everyday staple. These bite-sized clusters aren't just cheaper, they're built for health. Certified organic, nut-free, and packed with hidden vegetables, they deliver nutrients without the junk. The texture is chewy but satisfying, with subtle chocolate and berry flavors that actually taste natural. For kids used to processed snacks, the shift can be surprisingly easy when parents bring home a Costco-sized box. Behind the savings is a bigger story. Rising sugar prices, driven by global shortages in Brazil and India, have pushed candy and snack manufacturers to shrink portions while raising prices. But Costco locked in contracts with MadeGood months earlier, insulating families at least temporarily from those hikes. For families on strict budgets, it's not just about the snack itself. It's about handing your child something healthy at school without feeling guilty about cost. One mom on Reddit wrote that switching to these granola packs saved her $35 a month compared to chips and cookies, while her kids actually preferred them. If snacks like this can protect both wallets and waistlines, the next deal does the same for the heart of home cooking. Olive oil. 8. Kirkland organic olive oil. In 2025, cooking oil has quietly become one of the most volatile items in the grocery market. Droughts in Spain and wildfires across Mediterranean regions cut olive harvests by more than 25%, driving global prices to record highs. A single liter of extra virgin olive oil at Whole Foods or Target can run you $15 to $20. But at Costco, the Kirkland organic extra virgin olive oil comes in at nearly half that cost when bought in bulk, and quality experts rate it alongside premium Italian brands. This isn't bargain bin filler oil. Food reviewers consistently score Kirkland's olive oil at the top of blind taste tests, citing a grassy aroma, peppery finish, and smooth texture that stands up to restaurant-grade comparisons. For families cooking at home more than ever, it transforms simple meals into something special, without blowing the budget. Why does Costco have the edge? They secure long-term import contracts before seasonal disruptions hit. One insider revealed that their February agreements locked in prices before drought forecasts turned catastrophic. That means members benefit from stability even while supermarket shelves reflect global panic. The deal isn't just about flavor, it's about survival economics. Olive oil is a foundation of healthy diets, tied to heart health and longevity. With rising healthcare costs, every spoonful feels like prevention in a bottle. And while olive oil protects the foundation of meals, Costco's next legendary item has been protecting American dinner tables for decades, at a price that almost defies inflation itself. 9. Kirkland Rotisserie Chicken. It's the legend of Costco. Rotisserie chicken at just $4.99. In a world where grocery store chickens are creeping toward $9 or $10, this bird remains untouched by inflation. Families across the U.S. plan entire weeks around it. Dinner the first night, chicken salad sandwiches the next day, soup from the bones after that. For under $5, it's 3 meals in one. Here's the shocking part. Costco actually loses money on every chicken sold. A former executive admitted they treat it as a loss leader, keeping the price frozen for years because it drives foot traffic and builds loyalty. Meanwhile, poultry prices nationwide have surged due to feed shortages and avian flu outbreaks. The average family buying 2 rotisserie chickens a week saves over $400 annually compared to supermarket prices. The value goes deeper than savings. In countless households, that golden, fragrant chicken is the difference between fast food and a real family dinner. For struggling parents, it restores dignity, serving a wholesome meal without breaking the budget. And if Costco can deliver comfort food at a price that beats inflation, their next deal proves even dessert can become affordable relief in uncertain times. 10. Kirkland's signature ice cream bars. Dessert has quietly become a luxury in 2025. With dairy costs up more than 11% this year, a simple box of premium ice cream bars at most grocery stores now sells for $12 to $15. But Costco's Kirkland signature ice cream bars slash that in half, offering a bulk pack for around $8.99. That's less than $1 per bar, a price unheard of anywhere else. These aren't watered-down corner store treats either. Each bar comes coated in rich Belgian chocolate with a thick, creamy vanilla center made from real milk. Food bloggers consistently rank them alongside Häagen-Dazs and Magnum, yet the price is closer to generic store brands. For families, it means kids can still enjoy dessert without parents doing painful math in the frozen aisle. Why is it so affordable? Costco benefits from enormous dairy contracts, buying milk and cream at volumes smaller competitors can't touch. A dairy analyst confirmed the chain locked in pricing before this summer's heat waves triggered shortages nationwide. The impact is bigger than sugar cravings. In hard times, dessert carries emotional weight. A box of ice cream bars can turn an ordinary Tuesday into a small celebration, proof that joy doesn't have to vanish with rising prices. And when every category, from entrees to snacks to treats, has a deal this strong, it's clear Costco isn't just selling food. They're giving families a way to hold on to normal life. 10 deals, hundreds of dollars in savings. And more importantly, peace of mind in a year when grocery shopping has become a test of endurance. From lasagna that can stretch into family traditions, to protein powder that safeguards children's health, to rotisserie chickens and ice cream bars that keep dignity and joy on the table. Costco's August lineup isn't just about discounts. It's about survival, stability, and making sure the people you love don't go without. But here's the warning. Every one of these deals expires this month. By September, contracts reset, supply chains tighten, and prices could soar 30 to 50%. Waiting means losing the chance to stock up while costs are artificially low. So don't just browse. Choose the 2 or 3 items that matter most to your household and grab them now. Because in times like these, smart shopping isn't about buying more. It's about buying better. And stay tuned, because in our next video, we'll reveal the Costco items you shouldn't buy, the ones actually overpriced compared to regular grocery stores. You might be shocked at what's on that list.